Hello, and welcome to Mode of Cosmic Therapy. Am I delighted to have you joining me this day. You know why? Because I'm by myself today. So I'm just going to invite you in, and you spend the next hour with me doing exactly whatever in the world that I want to do, and I'm going to share it with you. I'm Paula Andrea Pyle, in case any of you don't know. And I am happy to be here today. Let me see, what is today? Mitzi, what is today? March 19th, isn't it? Okay, March the 19th. March the 19th. So, we're going to be dealing with the 19th issues of the peacock. Wow, peacock. And the year is 2013. So we're going to be talking about transformation. Of course, I always talk about transformation because life is an entire series of changing from one thing to another. We have to drop layers all the time. Layers and layers and layers. And the problem that happens, if there's a problem to life, is that we don't want to drop some of those layers. We want to continue with the idea that we have of ourselves. Yeah, we do have an idea of ourselves. Some of our ideas are more grandiose than others. But we attach certain thoughts and we think that we've got to fulfill them. And I want you to listen to that word. Fulfill them. So if I have an idea of myself that I am a good mother, then I'm going to do everything in my power to make myself be convinced that I am a good mother. Now that does not necessarily mean that I'm a good mother, just because I want to believe that and because I want to sustain that idea. And in fact, because I have that idea of myself, if we're talking about good mothers today, then everything in life is going to happen to thwart that idea. Now, for all of those who haven't ever watched Mode of Cosmic Therapy before, here's the deal. For the next hour, I will be interweaving anything and everything that's on this table, and maybe something else, who knows, to show that life is connected. Not one single solitary thing is disconnected. Now I'm going to arbitrarily drop that. But I'm saying my picking it up, and even with the act of me arbitrarily dropping it, is connected somehow to this show and the emphasis of whatever will be revealed in this hour. I love this. I love this. I cannot tell you how much that I love being able to connect with you and communicate with you ideas about the spontaneity of life and how to break through those rigid ideas that we have. We don't know who we are, what we're doing here. We don't know, but we think we do. We think we've got it together. We think we're going to accomplish something and we're going to be somebody and get something and we're going to arrive. All of those things prevent us from the very thing that it is we're trying to do. Because there's nothing to get, nowhere to go, and certainly no one to be. You are, I am, Mitzi is, exactly and precisely unfinished and unfolded. How do you like that word, Mitzi? Unfinished. I don't like this color, Mitzi. It doesn't show up good. Oh yeah, look at that pretty blue. Folded. Okay, now when I say unfinished and unfolded, what comes to mind is this great big pile of clothes the dryer's been tumbling them and tumbling them and tumbling them. When I was a little girl, I used to love to do that. You know, when I was a little girl, we didn't have a lot of money. And so I would have to go with my mother, my brothers and sisters, to the laundromat. And she would carry about 10 bags, well, they were really pillowcases, but full of clothes. And I would just love to listen to the washing machine washing the clothes because it had a certain musical rhythm. But then, most especially, when we put them in the dryer, and I could just sit there and watch them tumble. You know, all the colors, all the forms, all the shapes. It was just a magical journey, sitting there watching clothes dry in a dryer. Well, I'm thinking of that. I'm thinking of that now. I'm thinking of the dryer, turning and spinning the clothes, and then taking them out and throwing them up on that beige table. And then they're unfolded. So here we'd have to start with that journey of folding up clothes and placing them where they go, and then putting them back in the bags and carrying them home. That's what we are. We are unfolded clothes, and each and every avenue of each and every hour of each and every artistic expression of the moment of that hour, we are refolding ourselves. Unfolding and refolding. Okay, what I'm going to do, I usually do it. Oh, incidentally, Tori, one of my guests here a few weeks ago, she was busy today, and Bridget, beautiful Bridget, Tori's beautiful too, but both of them could not come today. So, what does that mean? I'm unfolded. You see, if I had folded myself up into a position that I needed someone here, besides you that is, to carry on this show, then wouldn't that be a crock of mess? Wouldn't that be such a thing as what we do when we get ideas about how things are supposed to be and not be? I think so. Anyway, what I'm going to do, like we usually do when I have someone here with me to do it, I take this little box, and in this little box there is just several hundred pieces of paper. And I'm going to draw one out of the box at random, not going to look, and I'm going to see how this particular piece of paper, wow, this one is really folded up. And it's, really folded up, Mitzi. Really folded. I'm unfolding the paper. Your creative powers are screaming for expression. I don't know what's on my face. I keep feeling something. Stop apologizing. Thank you. All right. Stay on my face then. Your creative powers are screaming for expression. Screaming for expression. Now, I think that really does fit the peacock. Screaming for expression. All right. This is really a pretty shirt. I keep on seeing it under this light. It's extremely pretty. And I was thinking that it looked like that color, but it's a little bit of both these colors blended together. Don't you think, Mitzi? See, even that. Is that not crazy that I would have on the colors of the colors that I'm running with? Anyway, let me see. Your creative powers are screaming for expression. Screaming for expression. I didn't say that you're to whisper. I said your creative powers are screaming for expression. Stop apologizing. Well, Paula, what in the world could that mean? If my creative powers are screaming for expression, how would I be apologizing? You would be apologizing when you're trying to explain, excuse, or defend your actions. Explain, defend, or excuse your actions. Excuses. Excuses. Not necessarily excuses. Stop making excuses. What is it that you want to do? What is it that your soul is screaming to do, and yet you think that if you do that, it will make you not be a good mother, or a good friend, or a good wife? Well, those things that are inside of you, your creative expression, are going to continue to scream until you answer. Now, you think that you can deny them because you want to do something for the other person. You know, you may feel more entitled, so you're thinking, well, I'll be a good person and I'll let her or him follow his or her dreams while I keep my voice silent. Bull crap. Double bull crap. You ever been to a pasture with some cows in it? Have you seen those piles of manure? Well, that's what I'm talking about. Double, triple, quadruple manure crap. You cannot silence any more the creative expression that you were born with than you can to stop breathing. You can't stop breathing on your own. You can't do it. Oh, yes, I can, Paula. I could commit suicide. No, you cannot. Not unless in the creative whole, it is time for you to leave this dispensation of time. Of course, I'm going to get some people who would take offense to that because they think that you can commit suicide. But you can't. You can't do anything except that it's in the plan. Like these 60 minutes that I'm sitting here, I have no idea what's going to take place, and that's what makes it so exciting, because I haven't planned anything. I'm not expecting anything, and if I'm not expecting anything, then I'm not going to be disappointed, because life will provide for me way more than I could ever invent. And if you invent it and have to act it out, then it's sort of like leftovers or imitation or superficial or false. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop apologizing. Now, in the run of a day, how many times do you say you're sorry? Yes? Or at the same time, because people would never tie these two things together, how many times do you say, I said, and I'll repeat it, how many times do you say you're sorry? And how many times do you say, thank you? Now, I am the first person to tell you that in order for your life to be filled with fullness, you must be grateful. You can't live without being grateful. Grateful for the air you breathe, grateful for the thoughts you think, how they come in and out of your head. Yeah, grateful for those thoughts, because you can learn a lot from those thoughts. Most people don't, me included, me first of the line, but we are grateful. Grateful for the food we eat, grateful for the relationships we have, everything we can be grateful for. But the moment you start being grateful to someone that walks on two legs like you do, boy, have you started making excuses. Boy, have you started apologizing for your creative expression. And the deal is, now, of course, you can tell people thank you for certain things, but if you go through, not certain things, whatever you want to say thank you for, when it's genuine and when it's spontaneous and when you're not thinking about that you need to say it because that person would expect you to say it, or it's what you're supposed to do because you're a good person, all of those things, when you are thinking about what you should be doing or saying or being, they're contrived. They're self-vested interest. And when we're self-vested creatures anyway, but the thing is, you are creating an idea to try to eliminate that. And when you try to eliminate what you already are, that's pretty foolish, because it can happen. It cannot happen. You are here to do, to say, to be, to unfold, to demask. I like to use the word de-ass. Get rid of those things that so inhibit you and so defeat you. Well, how do they defeat me, Paula? They defeat you because you're identified with them. And as long as you're identified with them, then you're going to think you've got to continue to be that way. And you have not unfolded. You're unfinished. And you're going to be folded. As I said, throughout the day, you're going to fold yourself up into many, 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 many layers. Okay, let's see where we're going from here. Your creative powers are screaming for expression. Now, you know we put the peacock up there. I wish I had a peacock, not a real peacock, Mitzi. You know, that might be asking a little much. But a peacock, all of those beautiful, beautiful feathers and colors. You know, and he's the male and he struts. He struts. And even his action and all those beautiful colors are instinctive. But with the instinct comes attraction. Okay? But with humans, that's what we try to do. But we want to cover it up and mask it. We want to act like that's not what we're doing. I know. Humans are really, really complicated creatures. Where's my... Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, the person comes to the table, she brings you the water, you say thank you. A few moments later, she comes back, she fills up your water, thank you. She comes back and asks you, do you need anything? No, thank you. You know, these are little teeny things that you can see about yourself that you're on automatic pilot. You're not